One of the basic and fundamental guidelines of this methodology that we've developed is that there's a fundamental difference between speaking on behalf of Israel's right to exist and speaking on behalf of a specific Israeli government or policy. We believe in the first approach. That means that you can be left-wing, liberal, right-wing, conservative, it doesn't matter. You can be in favor of an Israeli policy or against one, as long as you believe that Israel has a right to exist and you're willing to advocate that message. Now, this is where the moral high ground as a principle comes into play. It talks about your ability to criticize Israel and to acknowledge tragic situations in a conversation where you are engaged in the attempt of promoting positive public opinion for our country. What does that mean? It means that the next time something happens, let's say Israel does something wrong, and we occasionally do something wrong, we have to admit that, and a tragic situation occurs. Or, let's say there's a tragedy on the news that Israel's being blamed for, even though you know for a fact it's not our fault, it more has to do with their own policy and how their own leadership is dealing with themselves. Your first gut feeling as an avid advocate for Israel will be to defend Israel, to explain why the circumstances demanded our behavior and why we had no choice, and yes, but look at what they're doing. Using the moral high ground is about fighting the temptation to justify Israel at all costs. It's about putting that on hold and demonstrating sympathy and acknowledging the pain and saying, look, what happened in Gaza, terrible. Those 3 girls of that doctor that were killed by mistake by the Israeli military, that's a real tragedy. And actually, if we find out that somebody did it on purpose, we have to bring that person to justice. Then gradually move the conversation to a second level where we're talking about the bigger picture. That's where you can defend Israel. Because maintaining the moral high ground is a fundamental principle for establishing a connection between you and the person you're communicating with. It allows them to feel sympathetic to you because of the sympathy they are getting from you. It allows them to understand that you are a person with his own opinion or with her own opinion. Meaning, you're not this blind advocate for Israel that will justify Israel at all costs, no matter what Israel did. Something that pretty much reflects the people on the Palestinian side. It shows that you have a willingness to criticize. It shows that you have a real motivation to uncover truth and uphold justice values. Now, is this a manipulation? Are you just playing along to get them to like you? It could be. But that's not what we recommend. What we recommend is that you truly acknowledge the tragedy. Is that even if it's not Israel's fault and the Palestinians are living in poverty, even if there is a major crisis, a humanitarian crisis in the Palestinian territories, not because what Israel's doing, but primarily because their own leadership is withholding medicine and supplies and food, even if it's not our fault, it's still a tragedy. And by acknowledging it and talking about it, and acknowledging that you too want to have this tragedy end before you even say one sentence in favor of Israel, you will have established the moral high ground. You are on the right side of the argument. That will create the infrastructure necessary for you to actually be effective. Because now that person can continue harvesting or harboring negative feelings towards Israel while having gradual positive feelings towards you. That turns you into Israel's ambassador. First they like you, then they consider liking Israel. That's the idea of the moral high ground. Fight that temptation. Show sympathy. Then move the conversation to the next level. Then show why you believe Israel is justified. And even if it isn't justified, why, even though it isn't justified in a specific action, it still has a right to exist.